That down, let's move on to this. You know, sometimes some of our favorite people do some pretty dumb things. You know, I love me Will Smith, and then he got up on the stage at the Oscars and did what he did. And now Lord and Miller are going to make an Archie movie. So Lord and Miller, of course, the architects behind the best Spider-Man movies ever made, Spider-Man Into and Across the Spider-Verse. Of course, they were 21 Jump Street movies were great. And they've got, probably most importantly, they got Project Hail Mary coming out. Well, according to a new report, this tandem that could probably do just about anything they wanted in the business right now, especially after Project Hail Mary comes out and might get a Best Picture nomination.
Oh, it
according to Deadline, they have for some reason decided to do a live action Archie movie. As Deadline is saying, Archie Comics movie in the works at Universal with Lord and Miller and Emma Watts producing. They say this, the TV take of Archie Comics Riverdale, which was really weird, spanned 137 episodes on the CW and ran from 2017 to 2023, but Universal Pictures believes that there are more Archie stories to tell on the big screen. The studios has a project in the works with Tom King adapting the 85-year-old comic and Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, the former 20th Century Studios film boss, Emma Watts producing. King wrote the DC comic Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which I believe is the basis for the upcoming movie. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which has adapted into Craig Gillespie's directed movie, set for release next summer. He's also a writer and executive producer on HBO DC's Studios' upcoming Lanterns series. Okay. Everything about this sounds good. King, I cannot wait for Lanterns, and who did Superwoman Woman of Tomorrow, being behind it. Lord and Miller coming on to develop and direct it. This all sounds great.
Emma Watts, too.
Emma Watts producing it. Until you get to the part of what it is. What's happening? An Archie movie? Really? Listen, I get it. We are all of us, and I'm included in this. We all often don't understand it, why other people aren't interested in the same things we're interested in. I get that. Or why anybody would be interested in things we aren't interested in. I'm as guilty as that as anybody, and this proves it. Who has been asking for an Archie movie? I don't understand how anybody can look at this and think this is an interesting concept. Now, if they decide to take I don't know if you remember the Family Guy when they did a rib on Riverdale, and if that was actually pretty fun. If they want to do a Family Guy kind of Riverdale kind of Archie spinoff thing, I don't know, maybe, but it must have been a hell of an idea. Like whatever the concept is, it must be a hell of an idea. Because again, Rob, like Lord and Miller right now can do probably next to anything they want, except for maybe, do a Star Wars film. They'll probably never be allowed to do that. But guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, PrizePicks. What a great time to be a sports fan. Basketball playoffs are on. Hockey playoffs are on. It is the perfect time to jump into the action with PrizePicks, the easiest and most fun way to turn your sports knowledge into real winnings. PrizePicks is daily fantasy made really simple. Just pick more or less on a few player projections, like points, assists, goals, and you can win up to 2,000 times your money. For example, this week, I've got Jalen Brunson for more than 24.5 points, or Jason Tatum for more than 6.5 rebounds. I love how fast and easy it is to lock in a lineup in just under a minute. Plus, they've got a couple of weekly features, like, for example, Flex Friday. If your lineup doesn't win, you get your net losses back in promo funds. And every Tuesday, check out Taco Tuesday for discounted player projections up to 25% off. So download the app today and use the code Campea to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code Campea to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. Run your game. They can do just about anything they want right now. Why? Why? An Archie movie, especially coming off of what Riverdale did to the reputation of Archie. Anyway, you saw this. What do you think?
Okay. I'm gonna say that I think they know something we don't. Because
Like I say, it must have been a hell of a pitch.
Tom King is, first of all, the last guy in the world I would think would write an Archie project. Emma Watts, who was running 20th Century Fox for a while. I mean, not the entire studio, but she was one of the most respected executives in the business. Still is. Now she's got a producing deal. And Lord and Miller. I think you're going to get something more along the lines of a Barbie than a Riverdale. Because Riverdale was absurd. There was something. This is going to seem weird to me or you, but or to everybody. When I went to summer camp, when I was in my when I was in elementary school and junior high, when I went to summer camp, one of the things that we passed around the most were Archie comics. And also Archie Comics and Richie Rich and Jackie Jokers and Little Dot, and there was something about those comics that the characters were pretty compelling. And everyone liked reading them. There was something wholesome about them. And I don't even remember why that I loved devouring these comics at summer camp, but it was actually something I looked forward to. I don't even know where they came from. Like, did the camp have Archie comics, but no other
Probably
comics?
just all left behind.
But there was no other. There was no superhero comics. And I just remember finding those stories compelling about the Archie characters. I don't know why. I haven't read an Archie comic in 50 years. Probably it's 40 years. But there was something about those comics. Now, clearly, I wasn't the only one. Riverdale was a complete subversion of those comics. But there was something about those characters. I could see somebody looking at the Barbie movie going, I can see somebody drawing a line from Barbie to Archie and figuring out, isn't Josie and the Pussycats a spinoff of Archie too?
So is Teenage Witch.
Sabrina.
Yep.
So, and remember, there was Josie and the Pussycats in outer space, which was dope. I'd still love a model of their spaceship. But you could draw a line. And I think somebody, if you were to ask me, and Lord and Miller with their 21 and 22 Jump Street sensibilities, they probably have struck comedic gold. Because don't bet against the people there. Who would have thought Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse and now Beyond the Spider-Verse?
Well, yeah, I certainly didn't.
No, and so I think, look, I'm trying to be optimistic. Give them the benefit of the doubt.
I think it could be good. I mean,
I think there's something there. There is something there that we're not seeing.
Who was asking for 21 Jump Street?
No one.
And I'm literally asking for more.
I did love the idea as soon as I heard about them doing 21 Jump.
But
I did
with
love
that
cast,
those were hilarious.
But
movies.
here's the thing. It's funny because you mentioned Barbie. Like literally earlier this morning, Scott, who's like one of my business managers, Scott, we were discussing this, and he wrote, "I have a feeling it's more Barbie and less Riverdale."
Yes.
And that makes sense. But here's
by the way, I hadn't seen that. I'm just saying, I didn't. I came up with that.
No,
See, great minds think alike.
I've got his text message in front of me. So, but the thing about that for me is that, but they did Barbie. And can you just do a Barbie-like thing with Archie? The other thing was this. When they put out Barbie, we hadn't had anything like that ever, right? We just had an Archie thing that ran for like 6 years, I think. And so and I don't know if they're just looking to say, oh, look, Barbie. Well, let's do our Barbie. Archie. I think that comes with it its own set of unique problems.
Well,
but again, I'm putting in the phrase of it must have been a hell of a pitch. You're saying they must know something we don't know. That's really kind of the same thing. I can't even imagine what the pitch must have been for Lord and Miller to go, yeah, that sounds awesome.
Archie's a demon hunter.
Or yeah, it's Archie Gang Demon Hunters.
It's funny. I mean, I think back to, I only met Emma Watts once at a screening of X-Men Apocalypse on the lot. They were screening it for the studio. And she struck me as a very serious-minded person. Everyone, this would be if you would ask me, okay, Emma Watts is going off on a producing deal, what's she going to do? This would be pretty much the last thing that I would have pinned on her, which means just meeting her one time, I'm like, she knows something I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
She knows something.
But is anybody going to be interested in this?
You know what? I think anybody can be made to be interested in something that's good.
Okay, you know what? Interesting. Okay, I just had this thought. What if it's like the Archie Gang, but much later? George Clooney is Archie. Christopher Lloyd is Jughead. I know Christopher Lloyd's a lot older than George, but George Clooney is that. I don't know. Helen Mirren is Veronica.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But I think they're going to do it in a. this is going to sound, it's not animated, but the way that Into the Spider-Verse used things like surrealism in its animation, I think we're going to get something that is not quite reality and not like Riverdale was out of reality, but something a very surreal.
What, something like Welcome to Pleasantville?
No, I don't know. I mean, kind of the way Barbie took place in its own universe.
Yeah, but that's kind of, so do you think there might be a fantasy element to it?
I just don't think it's going to be naturalistic.
More hyper real.
Yes, there's going to be, look, the first movie that comes to mind, and I don't even want to say it because then people are going to be like, no, is the Wachowski Speed Racer. But,
Well, actually, you know what? Frostfire Tiger in the live chat just said, like, maybe something like a Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
yes.
I think that sounds like what you were describing.
Yes. I could see it being now I don't know how that's going to work. I could see there's animated dream sequences. I could see musical numbers. It could be wild. I mean, it could be like Ken Russell's Tommy for all, I don't know. But I think that they've got a handle on it. And not only that, if this deal is this far along with these many people, they have a script.
Or you know what? Go full Lars von Trier and just make an MC or a NC-17 like full adult Archie thing. Have like, Thursday night orgies in Riverdale and all the just go full R-rated. Get Lars von Trier on board. He's still directing, right? And just go something like that. I don't know. Directed by Lord and Miller. So there you go. All right, guys. Question is for you.
Breaking the waves.
What do you guys think about this? Lord and Miller are going to do a live action Archie movie. Again, I don't understand any logic behind this at all. I can't imagine. How good was the pitch? What I would give to hear what the pitch was for this thing, because I just don't see any logic to doing a live action Archie, but it must have been a hell of a pitch. Anyway, whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.